Reality check, man. From your device, you know, it's a aromatic realistic TV. Anyway, peeps, we not even have no time for waste. Well, we see we're Prime Minister Anju Wellness, call and CARICOM leaders to lobby the US, to solve the gun trafficking into the Caribbean islands. So, without any further ado, we'll listen to the Prime Minister clip and what he have to say, and then after, we will dissect it. So take it away from the Prime Minister.
It is the greatest unfairness that we have diverted resources from other areas in which we could have spent it to fund and support a war on drugs. By the way, the two things are related, but there seems to be no real interest in stopping the other part of the truth, which are the guns. The guns fuel crime. They are an accelerant. They are needed to protect drugs that are transshipped through our borders. They are then turned to deal with other forms of criminal activities. We must also increase in a consummate way our own spending on securing our ports and our airports and points of entry, and increase our ability to detect the entry of illegal weapons. And we must also change our laws so that they allow.
So Prime Minister Anju Wellness was recently in Trinidad and Tobago at the CARICOM heads of government meeting about, gun trafficking into the CARICOM region. And Holiness tell the gathering there that one of the greatest unfairness is that we have diverted resources from other areas from which we could have spent it to fight and support a war on drugs. So we take money from other areas. We take money from other resources. Money where we could have used fix road. Money where we could have used build house the poor people. Money where we could have used do things that is going to benefit the region. Instead we use it and fight the war on drugs and guns. That's what he was saying. See, he goes on and he says, by the way, these two things are related. Now he's referring to gun and drugs, because a lot of people say they go hands in hands. That's what I mean. He also continue by saying, but there seems to be no real interest in stopping the other part of the trade. Seeing, and he says guns, fluid, crime. So what he was saying that the leaders of CARICOM are doing everything what they can do to stop the drugs from entering into the US. But on the other hand, the US government is not doing as much to stop the gun from flowing into the CARICOM region. Want to follow me? Yeah, man, that the Prime Minister said. So the Prime Minister also go on and he said, well, this part is very critical and important. We have to understand, the importance of our ports and entries. And the Prime Minister said to the gathering, we should also support all of our ports and entries. We should support all of our ports and entries as well. Very critical and important, because if you cannot support your port of entries and your wharf, you're in a big problem. Deep shit. You understand what I say? So anyway, when we go back to the drugs thing, because we know the drugs things that come from South America and them places. You know what I mean? Colombia, I one round there. So we know drugs that come from around Mexico. Mexico have some of the biggest kingpin, them cartel. Colombia not even mention them. So, what am I saying, That the United States did not have to help us to fight the drugs thing, Because remember saying, the drugs is not coming from the United States to Jamaica, The drugs is coming from what? South America, place, down to a port, into Jamaica, and back into the United States. So the man, them a beat up Jamaica. The man, them a left a bad impact back on Jamaica. The man, them a give Jamaica a bad reputation. So it's for us, as Jamaican, the government, to make sure him put in every step and every measure. Tight security in place. That's the money what they send in the drugs in Jamaica and send it out back in the US or wherever around the world. There's a stopping have to put to it because we can't make no mash up a reputation. So that not have to be in the US interest to help us to fight the drugs thing. That should be in the best interest of the government and every Jamaican to make sure that no illegal drugs no reach to the shore of Jamaica. So we don't need nobody to help with to fight that. Drugs is illegal and we supposed to fight that without the help of other people by securing our ports of entry. Seeing? Alright, let's talk about guns. Seeing that is coming into Jamaica. All the guns them are coming at Jamaica. Let's be honest to ourselves. Be truthful. Not fool ourselves, man. This is a real conversation. All the guns is entering into Jamaica. And who are sending the gun them in a Jamaica? I will see them Jamaican them now. Who attached to the gangs them. They're sending them gun in a Jamaica through some big links. See, when you ship a barrel or a two, and you buy up your rice and your flour and your oil and some shoes and some clothes and whatsoever for your family them. Remember you the higher yard, the barrel, And when the agency will go ship the barrel for you, come at your yard, come pick up the thing, Based on what you tell that individual, and that him a write on him paper say in the barrel, That individual can't know what in your barrel, because that individual not in your house. That individual not live in your house. He's just an agent. They do for him hustling. So whatever you tell him, at that him have to go with. So when him carry it at the warehouse in New York or wherever, it goes ship from to the final destination in Jamaica. Them no know what in that. And what they on the paperworks, when give them at the storeroom in New York, and that them a go offer. So this is where the thing get interested and sticky. Now it's up to our immigration officers. We know that illegal stuff is coming through. But if we have a firm and sturdy port of entry, such as our wharf and our custom officers, they are doing what they were paid to do, is to make sure that nothing that is illegal enter into the shore of Jamaica. Or will illegal stuff get into Jamaica? It simply means it has to be the custom officer them who they let in the shits into Jamaica. So before we start point finger and play the blame game, and start trying to attack America here and there. Mr. Prime Minister, you have the powers, you have the authority to reinforce your ports of entry, sir. We gave you the powers, we give you the authority, we gave you the mandate to be our Prime Minister. So therefore, sir, the responsibility is with you to make sure that our port of entry, they are secure. But how are we going to secure our ports of entry when the Jamaican government don't have full control of our ports and entries? The Mexican are tied up into our airports. And our wharf, the Chinese is tied up into our wharf. Now, me and you know that, Chinese is the biggest manipulator in the world. The Chinese, them are the biggest bandulo in the world. So I'm saying to you, Mr. Prime Minister, you are challenging America about illegal gun that is coming into Jamaica. But I did not hear you say anything about the Chinese, sir. The biggest manipulator in the world, the biggest cook them in the world is the Chinese. I mean, I hear you say nothing about the Chinese. So I will say again, and I want the Jamaican people to understand. Or will the Prime Minister of Jamaica support our port of entry when he, the Prime Minister, don't have full control of his own port and entry? A different country have control over our port of entry. So you are coming now and trying to play the blame game and trying to point the finger and trying to poke America, say America this and America that. When you, Mr. Prime Minister, lease out your port of entry, your wharf and your airport to outside control. And then you want to blame somebody else for the guns that is coming into Jamaica. I want to get the relevancy from this conversation. I want to get the clarity. I want to get the understanding. I want to comprehend. But nothing is adding up. It's not cutting it. It's not cutting it. You're blaming someone else when you can't even protect your own wharf. When you can't even protect your own airport. Because the Mexican control the airport and the Chinese them control your wharf. So how you going to stop guns from coming to Jamaica? Or you going to stop ecstasy from coming to Jamaica? Or you going to stop Mali from coming to Jamaica? Or you going to stop heroin from coming to Jamaica? Or you going to stop them things from coming to Jamaica when you don't have the powers to do so? Because your port and your wharf is controlled by outside influence. Outside influence control your ports of entry. And then you want to blame someone else, Mr. Prime Minister. We don't know why I get that. That statement then irrelevant. It don't make no sense. Ludicrous. Can't comprehend. We gave you the mandate, Prime Minister Holiness. We elect you as our Prime Minister to always have the best interest for Jamaicans and look out for us and to make sure that in return we get the best investment. We gave you that mandate to serve and to protect on behalf of us. That's what we pay you to do. To do things for the best interest of every Jamaican. So you have the responsibility to put strong measure, to take step, to put things in place, to put our ports of entry and our wharf under control. Reinforcement Put the shoulder them where you have for SOE out there. Put them down a wharf. Put some of them at the airport. And stop play the blame game. Stop pointing your finger at the US. And the people in the USA full up container and send down there with food and household and gun. And the people them are full up box with food and gun. And the people them down there full up barrels with food and gun and sent to Jamaica. Our own Jamaican. But you fail to protect the citizens of Jamaica. Why not doing what you're supposed to do? Put reinforcement in our ports of entry so we can stop criminality and illegal activities from entering to our port and entering to the shore of Jamaica and into the hands of our young men. That's what we elect you to do. So you come now and blame somebody else, brother. Why? A year and a half from now, election. Mr. Prime Minister, I just want you to remember, that you get up big and bold, and tell every citizen of Jamaica, a woman in the diaspora, so that, you're gonna make them sleep with them door open again, I will repeat, and you tell every citizen of Jamaica, who are living in fear, so you're gonna make them sleep with their doors and their window open again. You stand on many platforms and tell the citizen of Jamaica that the PMP, you do not tell me this, you do not tell me that. There is more can done about crime. And my Anju Wellness administration and the GLP gonna do more about crime. That's what you tell the people of Jamaica. So, oh, you're astray now. And they try to point finger at the United States of America. The United States of America now send drugs in Jamaica, brother. So it's our responsibility to make sure that anything that is legal, not supposed to reach our port of entry. So it is in the best interest of you to beef up our port of entry and seize all drugs that is coming into our port. It is your responsibility to reinforce the custom or even put soldier at our wharf to make sure that there is no guns and ammunition reach to the shore of Jamaica, much less into the hands of our youths. Stop playing the blame game, brother. We give you the mandate. You have that responsibility. No one else but you. You can call and to do that anytime. If you're serious and really want to stop the gun flow into Jamaica, you can easily do so by strengthening our wharf and our airport. Stop playing the blame game, Mr. Prime Minister. And go do your work. And that will put you there to do your work. So don't come blame the United States of America for you now and do your work. And you tell us you're going to make we sleep with the door open. So automatically you are telling us that you are aware of the gun situation that was taking place in Jamaica. So you're going to make us sleep with our door open again. And now you are trying to point finger at the United States of America. Come on, man. Get real. And get your shit together. Because you're not making any sense. I can't comprehend. I listen here and try to see if I can make this speech make sense. But it's not making any sense because you want to blame somebody for your downfall. After 8 years, You're coming back to the Jamaican people now and pointing finger to the United States of America. That they are not doing much to prevent guns from flowing into Jamaica. Because you fail. You're a failed leader and a failed administration. You never yet want to take the blame. You always want to deflect and point finger at someone else. But we're aware of your stunt. We're aware of your trickeries. Now I'm going to work around here again, brother. Get your act together, man, and go put your house in order. You see what I mean? Yeah, Mr. Prime Minister. Because at the end of the day, you are our Prime Minister. It no matter what a man want to say. I want Prime Minister at a time. And the Prime Minister now of Jamaica is Anju Holness. So you don't care what nobody go say. Anju Holness is the Prime Minister of Jamaica right now. Because the people of Jamaica give him that mandate to work on their behalf, to serve and to protect them. You understand? To bring the best interests at all times for the Jamaican people. So go out there, go do your work, Prime Minister. Go reinforce the WAF, man. Carry the soldier them, go put. Take away the soldier them from the SOE, man, and the Zozo, man, and carry them down at the WAF, man, and a report of entry, man. Go clean up down there, man. If you even have to run with some of them immigration officer there, and some of them custom breaker there, run with some of them. And see the changes. You see what I mean? Anyway, much love, my fellow Jamaican. Like and share and follow me over YouTube. Walk good and live good. We say God and good road. I'm out. Much love.